Picking a life partner, it's probably the biggest decision you'll ever make, right? We think about chemistry, shared values, all that good stuff. But what about how they handle their money? Today, we're diving into a really powerful idea. What if you looked at someone's financial habits, not just as a practical thing, but as a direct window into their actual character? Because honestly, that one little shift in perspective, it can change absolutely everything. Wow, this quote just cuts right to the bone, doesn't it? It's a pretty bold statement. It says that being bad with money isn't just some cute little quirk. It's a fundamental flaw that can completely sink a relationship. It really forces you to ask some incredibly tough questions before you even think about saying, I do. So, how do you even start asking those kinds of questions? Well, let's use a little framework for this. We're going to call it the financial hurricane, and it's a way to analyze your partner's money habits in a completely new light. Now, the real power of this financial hurricane idea is how it reframes the whole issue. This isn't about getting bogged down in spreadsheets and budgets. No, this is about psychology. The argument is that a person's bank account actually tells a story. It tells you about their discipline, their ability to plan ahead, and, maybe most importantly, how they handle pressure. And that's the key question, right? If it's not just about the dollars and cents, then what is it really about? Let's break that down. So, when you look at how someone spends or saves through this new lens, you start to see that these aren't just isolated actions, they're patterns. And those patterns, well, they reveal some really fundamental things about who that person is at their core. I mean, really think about it. Does your partner say they're going to stick to a budget and then actually do it? That's pure discipline. Do they go on a shopping spree after a bad day at work to feel better? That's a lack of emotional control. Are they putting money aside for a house, or is every single paycheck just gone by the weekend? That tells you everything about their ability to plan for the long term. And hey, when they max out a credit card, do they own up to it and make a plan to fix it? Or do they just kind of hide the statements and hope you don't notice? That's accountability. See, these aren't just money traits, they're character traits. Okay, now I know what you might be thinking. All right, but people can change, can't they? And sure, maybe they can. But the point here is that you shouldn't bet your entire future on it, because marriage has a very specific and very powerful effect on all these issues. And here's the part you really, really need to hear. Whatever financial habits a person has before the wedding, whether they're good or bad, they don't just magically disappear after you say your vows. In fact, the pressure cooker of a shared life usually makes them way, way worse. So why is that? Well, first, you're combining everything. Bank accounts, debts, future goals. So one person's terrible habits now directly torpedo the other person. Then you add in the shared stress of big life events, buying a house, having a kid, and all that pressure gets put right on that shaky financial foundation. And finally, the consequences just get bigger. One partner's debt can completely wreck the other's credit score. A lack of savings can threaten the security of the whole family. It's a big deal. And this brings us to the last, and maybe the most important question you really need to ask yourself. Based on everything we've just talked about, what kind of partner do you actually have? I mean, this contrast lays it out perfectly. There are really only two paths. A builder is a true partner. Their financial habits show you they have maturity and discipline. That's someone you can build a real, secure future with. But a parasite, well, they're exactly what it sounds like. A walking financial liability. Their total lack of discipline will slowly but surely drain your shared money, your security, and, let's be honest, your peace of mind. Look, at the end of the day, this has nothing to do with being rich or poor. It's about responsibility. It's about character. So you have to look past the romance and be willing to ask the hard questions, because the person you marry will either be your greatest asset in life or your greatest liability. And that choice, well, it's all yours.